Trust is the foundation of any relationship, be it personal or professional, and respect is a cornerstone of our interactions. However, not everyone is deserving of these precious commodities. In this video, we'll uncover the Stoic perspective on trust and respect and identify 10 types of people who don't deserve these from you. Whether it's due to their actions, intentions, or character, recognizing these individuals can help you safeguard your emotional and mental well-being. So, let's dive in and learn to navigate our relationships with the wisdom of the Stoics, ensuring we only give our trust and respect to those who truly deserve it. Number 1. The manipulative individual. Dealing with manipulative people can be a draining experience. They're like those tricky vines in a garden that wrap around everything, choking the life out of the good plants. They weave their way into your life, often without you even noticing at first. One minute you're having a normal conversation, and the next thing you know, you're tangled in their web, doing things you never intended to do, feeling things you never thought you would. So, who are these manipulative individuals? They come in all shapes and sizes. It could be that friend who always seems to have a crisis when you're busy, or that coworker who showers you with compliments only to ask for a big favor later. They're experts at reading people and figuring out exactly how to push your buttons. It's like they have this uncanny ability to sense your weaknesses and exploit them. And let's be honest, we've all got weak spots. Manipulators often use guilt as their weapon of choice. They'll make you feel responsible for their problems, subtly, or not so subtly, suggesting that if you don't help them, you're a bad person. It's insidious. You start to feel like it's your duty to fix their issues, even though deep down, you know it's not. They thrive on making you second-guess yourself, turning your empathy into a tool for their own gain. Before you know it, you're bending over backward to keep them happy, sacrificing your own well-being in the process. Let's talk about control. Manipulative people crave it. They need to feel like they're the ones calling the shots. This often means they'll twist situations to make themselves look like the victim, ensuring you stay on their side. They'll tell half-truths or straight-up lies, omitting key details that would reveal their true intentions. They're masters at creating a narrative that suits them, often leaving you feeling confused and questioning your own reality. Gaslighting, they call it. It's a mind game, and they're pros. But it's not just the lies and guilt trips that are exhausting. It's the constant emotional roller coaster. One moment, they're your best friend, showering you with praise and attention. Next, they're cold and distant, making you wonder what you did wrong. This push and pull dynamic keeps you off balance, always striving to get back in their good graces. It's a cycle of manipulation that can be incredibly hard to break free from. What's really tricky is that these people aren't always easy to spot. They can be charming, charismatic, even kind at times. They know how to present themselves in the best light, masking their manipulative tendencies until it's too late. By the time you realize what's happening, you're already deep in their game. It's like quicksand, the harder you struggle, the deeper you sink. So, what can you do? How do you protect yourself from these energy vampires? The first step is awareness. Start by recognizing the signs of manipulation, the guilt trips, the lies, the constant need for control. Trust your instincts. If something feels off, it probably is. Don't ignore those red flags. Setting boundaries is crucial. It's not easy, especially if you're a naturally giving person. But remember, you have the right to prioritize your own well-being. It's okay to say no. It's okay to distance yourself from people who drain your energy. You're not obligated to solve everyone's problems. Surround yourself with genuine, supportive people who value you for who you are, not what you can do for them. Build a network of friends and loved ones who lift you up rather than drag you down. And don't be afraid to seek help if you need it. Talking to a therapist or counselor can provide valuable insight and support. In the end, you deserve to live a life free from manipulation and control. You deserve relationships built on mutual respect and trust. It's about reclaiming your power and choosing to invest your time and energy in people who genuinely care about you. Life's too short to be tangled up in someone else's web. So, untangle yourself, set those boundaries, and surround yourself with positivity. You've got this. Number 2, the Perpetual Critic. The Perpetual Critic. You know the type. They're the ones who always have something negative to say, no matter the situation. It's like they've made it their mission in life to find flaws and point them out. And trust me, it can be exhausting to deal with them. Let's dive into why these people don't deserve your trust and respect. First off, perpetual critics thrive on negativity. They're the ones who always see the glass as half empty. You could be sharing some exciting news, something you're really proud of, and there they are, ready to rain on your parade with their unsolicited critique. It's like they can't help themselves. They just have to find something wrong, something to nitpick at. These folks are often insecure. They project their own feelings of inadequacy onto others. By tearing down those around them, they feel a twisted sense of superiority. It's sad, really. Instead of focusing on improving themselves, they'd rather bring others down to their level. And the thing is, they're good at it. Their words can cut deep, leaving you questioning your worth and abilities. Ever notice how a perpetual critic never seems to offer solutions? They're quick to point out what's wrong, but they're rarely, if ever, there with constructive feedback or helpful advice. It's like they get a kick out of highlighting problems but don't have the slightest interest in fixing them. This kind of behavior is not only unproductive but downright toxic. It creates a negative environment where people feel discouraged and undervalued. One of the most frustrating things about perpetual critics is their hypocrisy. They hold others to impossibly high standards while conveniently ignoring their own flaws and mistakes. It's like they believe they're above reproach, immune to the same scrutiny they subject everyone else to. This double standard is not only unfair but also infuriating. Why should you respect someone who refuses to hold themselves to the same standards they impose on others? Let's talk about the impact on your mental health. Constant exposure to criticism can take a serious toll on your self-esteem. When you're always on the receiving end of negative comments, it's hard not to internalize them. You start doubting yourself, second-guessing your decisions, and feeling like nothing you do is ever good enough. This is not the kind of energy you need in your life. You deserve to be surrounded by people who lift you up, not drag you down. So, how do you deal with a perpetual critic? First, recognize that their behavior says more about them than it does about you. Their need to criticize stems from their own insecurities and dissatisfaction. It's not your job to fix them or to prove yourself to them. You are enough just as you are. Set boundaries. Don't allow their negativity to seep into your life. If someone is constantly criticizing you, it's okay to distance yourself. You don't owe anyone your time or energy, especially if they're making you feel bad about yourself. Surround yourself with positive, supportive people who appreciate you for who you are. Remember, constructive criticism is valuable, but there's a big difference between helpful feedback and relentless negativity. Learn to discern between the two. Take what's useful and let the rest roll off your back. You don't need to carry the weight of someone else's negativity. To conclude, life is too short to waste on people who don't appreciate you. The perpetual critic will always find something to complain about, but that doesn't mean you have to listen. Focus on your own growth, surround yourself with positivity, and let go of those who bring nothing but negativity into your life. You deserve better. And trust me, there are plenty of people out there who will see your worth and value you for exactly who you are. Number 3, the fair weather friends. Let's paint a picture. Imagine you're at the top of your game. Everything's going smoothly, and you're practically walking on sunshine. Your fair weather friends are right there with you, basking in the glow of your success. They're all smiles, ready to join in on the fun. It's easy to feel surrounded by genuine support when life is a party. But what happens when the music stops? The true test of friendship isn't how people behave when things are good, it's how they act when life throws you a curveball. Fair-weather friends are notorious for disappearing at the first sign of trouble. Maybe you've lost your job, gone through a breakup, or faced some other personal crisis. Suddenly, those friends who were always up for a night out are nowhere to be found. Their silence is deafening, and it stings. You see, fair-weather friends are opportunists. They're drawn to the good times because it's easy. There's no effort involved in enjoying someone's company when everything is going right. But when the going gets tough, they're not interested. They don't want to deal with your problems because it's inconvenient for them. Supporting you requires effort, empathy, and sometimes, sacrifice. And that's just not in their playbook. One of the most frustrating things about fair-weather friends is their insincerity. They'll often come back around once your life is back on track, acting like nothing happened. They might send a casual text or drop by for a visit, hoping to slip back into your good graces. But deep down, you know that their loyalty is conditional. It's based on your circumstances, not on genuine care or commitment. This behavior can leave you feeling used and undervalued. You start to wonder if any of your friendships are real, or if people are just sticking around for the good times. It's a lonely and disheartening feeling. But recognizing these fair-weather friends for who they are is a crucial step toward building more meaningful and resilient relationships. So, what do you do about it? First, take stock of your friendships. Who's been there for you during the tough times? Who's shown up when you needed them most, offering a shoulder to cry on or a listening ear? These are the people who deserve your trust and respect. They're the ones who have proven their loyalty and commitment, not just when it's convenient, but when it really counts. Next, set boundaries with fair-weather friends. It's okay to distance yourself from people who only bring superficial support. You're not obligated to maintain relationships that drain you or make you feel less valued. Your time and energy are precious, and they should be reserved for those who truly care about you. Building a solid support system takes time and effort, but it's worth it. Seek out friends who share your values and are willing to weather life's storms with you. These are the relationships that will stand the test of time, providing you with the support and encouragement you need to navigate life's ups and downs. Remember, you deserve friends who are there for you through thick and thin. Don't settle for less. Fair-weather friends may be fun when the sun is shining, but it's the true friends who will stick around when the clouds roll in. Cherish those genuine connections and let go of the rest. Your happiness and well-being are worth it. In a nutshell, life is about more than just the good times. It's about the journey, with all its twists and turns. Surround yourself with people who are in it for the long haul, who will celebrate your successes and support you in your struggles. Those are the friendships that matter, the ones that will enrich your life and stand the test of time. Number 4, the gossip monger. Let's talk about gossip mongers. You know the type, the ones who seem to live for the latest juicy tidbits, always whispering in corners and spreading stories faster than a wildfire. They thrive on drama and scandal, feeding off the chaos they create. These people don't deserve your trust or respect, and here's why. First off, gossip mongers are experts at deception. They wear a mask of friendliness, acting like they're genuinely interested in your life. They'll ask you about your day, your relationships, your struggles, anything that gives them fodder for their next gossip session. But beware, because the moment you confide in them, your secrets become their currency. They trade your personal stories for social capital, making themselves seem important by knowing everyone's business. It's a betrayal of trust, plain and simple. These folks are often incredibly two-faced. To your face, they're all smiles and concern, nodding sympathetically as you share your worries. But the second you're out of earshot, They're spinning your words into sensational tales. It's like they get a thrill out of twisting the truth, adding a dash of drama here, a pinch of scandal there. And before you know it, your private matters are public knowledge, distorted beyond recognition. The harm caused by gossip mongers isn't just limited to hurt feelings. Their actions can have real, tangible consequences. Relationships can be strained or even broken. Professional reputations can be damaged. Trust is eroded, not just in the gossip monger but in the entire social circle. It creates an atmosphere of suspicion and anxiety, where everyone is second-guessing what they say and to whom they say it. It's toxic. What's particularly insidious about gossip mongers is their ability to disguise their behavior as harmless fun. They might say things like, "I'm just telling you this so you're aware," or "Don't tell anyone," but they frame their gossip as concern or entertainment, masking the malicious intent behind their words. But make no mistake, their goal is to stir the pot, to create drama where there should be none. So, how do you spot a gossip monger? Pay attention to how they talk about others. Do they frequently bring up other people's personal issues? Are they quick to share stories that aren't theirs to tell? Do they revel in the misfortunes of others? If the answer is yes, you might be dealing with a gossip monger. And if they're talking about others behind their backs, you can bet they're doing the same to you. Protecting yourself from gossip mongers starts with setting boundaries. Be mindful of what you share and with whom. If you wouldn't want something broadcasted, it's best to keep it to yourself or share it with someone you truly trust. Don't give the gossip monger ammunition to use against you. It's also important to address the behavior directly if you feel comfortable doing so. Let them know that you don't appreciate their gossip and that you value privacy and respect. Surround yourself with people who uplift and support you, not those who seek to undermine and exploit you. Seek out friends who value honesty, loyalty, and discretion. These are the people who will stand by you, who will help you build a supportive, trustworthy community. In the end, gossip mongers add no real value to your life. They thrive on negativity and drama, dragging you down into their web of deceit and betrayal. You deserve better than that. You deserve relationships built on mutual respect and trust, where your personal matters are treated with the care and confidentiality they deserve. Don't let the gossip mongers dictate the narrative of your life. Take control, set your boundaries, and invest in the relationships that truly matter. You'll be happier and healthier for it. So, next time you encounter a gossip monger, remember this: their words are cheap, their loyalty is non-existent, and their respect is not worth earning. Focus on the people who truly care about you, and let the gossip mongers fade into the background noise where they belong. Life is too short to be bogged down by their pettiness. Choose integrity, choose authenticity, and choose to rise above the drama. You've got better things to do, and better people to spend your time with. Number 5, the narcissists. Narcissists are quite a spectacle, aren't they? At first glance, they can be incredibly charming. They're often the life of the party, radiating confidence and self-assuredness. But peel back that shiny exterior, and you'll find something far less appealing. Narcissists don't deserve your trust or respect, and once you see why, you'll be better equipped to steer clear of their toxic influence. Let's start with the basics. A narcissist is someone who's excessively preoccupied with themselves. They believe they're the center of the universe and expect everyone else to think so, too. Their needs, their wants, their feelings, those are all that matter. Your needs? Your feelings? They're barely a blip on their radar, unless, of course, those can be used to further their own agenda. Narcissists are masters of manipulation. They'll use flattery, deceit, and emotional blackmail to get what they want. At first, it might seem like they genuinely care about you. They'll shower you with attention and praise, making you feel special and valued. But this is all part of their game. Once you're hooked, the mask starts to slip, and the real person behind it isn't nearly as appealing. One of the most telltale signs of a narcissist is their inability to empathize. They just can't put themselves in someone else's shoes. Your pain, your joy, your struggles, they don't really matter to them unless they somehow impact the narcissist directly. They'll often dismiss your feelings or make you feel guilty for having them. It's all about keeping the spotlight firmly on themselves. Narcissists crave admiration. They need constant validation to prop up their fragile egos. This often means they'll surround themselves with people who will feed them the adoration they crave. If you're not willing to play along, if you dare to criticize or call them out, you'll quickly find yourself on the outside. They can't handle dissent or anything that threatens their inflated self-image. One of the most damaging aspects of dealing with a narcissist is their tendency to gaslight. They'll twist reality to fit their narrative, making you doubt your own perceptions and memories. You'll find yourself constantly second-guessing, wondering if you're the one who's overreacting or being unreasonable. This is a deliberate tactic to keep you off balance and under their control. So, how do you protect yourself from a narcissist? The first step is recognizing the signs. Pay attention to how they treat others, especially those who can't do anything for them. Do they show genuine concern and empathy, or is it all about what they can gain? Do they respect boundaries, or do they bulldoze over them? Once you see the patterns, it becomes easier to detach. Setting boundaries is crucial. Narcissists will push and push, testing how far they can go. Be firm and consistent in enforcing your limits. Don't be afraid to say no, and don't feel guilty for prioritizing your own well-being. Remember, you're not responsible for catering to their endless needs. It's also important to build a support system of genuine, caring individuals. Surround yourself with people who respect you and value your feelings. They can provide a reality check when a narcissist's manipulations start to take a toll. Talking to a therapist can also be incredibly helpful in navigating these tricky dynamics. Ultimately, the key is to keep your distance. Narcissists will drain you, emotionally and mentally. They'll take and take, leaving you depleted and questioning your worth. You deserve better than that. You deserve relationships based on mutual respect and genuine care, not ones built on manipulation and self-interest. In the end, life is too short to waste on people who can't see beyond their own reflection. Narcissists may seem captivating at first, but their true colors always show eventually. Trust yourself, set your boundaries, and invest in the people who truly matter. Let the narcissists find their admirers elsewhere. You've got more important things to do and better people to spend your time with. Number 6, the Flatterer. Alright, let's talk about flatterers. You know, those folks who always seem to have a compliment ready, no matter the situation. At first glance, it feels pretty good, right? Someone telling you how great you are. But hold on a second. There's more to it than meets the eye. Flattery is a tricky beast, and from a Stoic standpoint, it's a red flag waving high. First off, let's get one thing straight: flattery is different from genuine praise. A true compliment comes from the heart, it's sincere, and often it's something you've earned. But flattery? That's a different story. It's like candy, sweet, appealing, but ultimately empty and not so good for you in the long run. Flatterers have an agenda. They're not boosting you up because they believe in you or because you've done something amazing. Nope, they're doing it because they want something from you. Maybe it's your approval, maybe it's a favor, or maybe they're just trying to weasel their way into your good graces for some future gain. It's all about them, not you. Think about it. Have you ever had someone shower you with compliments and then, out of the blue, they ask for a favor? It's like clockwork. They're buttering you up, making you feel good, so you're more likely to say yes when they need something. It's manipulative, plain and simple. And that's why Stoicism teaches us to be wary of such behavior. From a Stoic perspective, our goal is to be virtuous, to live a life of integrity and wisdom. We're not here to be swayed by every sweet word that comes our way. We're here to see things as they truly are, without the rose-colored glasses that flatterers would have us wear. Flattery clouds our judgment, and it can lead us astray from our true path. Moreover, flatterers often lack authenticity. They mold their words to fit what they think you want to hear, not what they truly believe. This lack of honesty is a big deal in Stoicism. We value truth and authenticity. We want our relationships to be based on mutual respect and honesty, not on falsehoods and deceit. Imagine a friend who always tells you what you want to hear. At first, it might feel nice. But over time, you start to realize that you can't trust their words. Are they really on your side? Do they really have your back? Or are they just telling you what they think will keep them in your good books? This kind of relationship lacks depth and genuine connection. It's built on a shaky foundation, and sooner or later, it's going to crumble. Now, let's flip the script a bit. Why do people flatter in the first place? Often, it's because they lack confidence in themselves. They feel the need to gain approval and validation from others because they don't have it within. By flattering you, they're trying to fill a void inside themselves. It's sad, really. Instead of working on their own virtues and strengths, they rely on manipulating others to feel good about themselves. So, how do we deal with flatterers? First, recognize them for what they are. Don't be swayed by their sweet talk. Look for actions, not just words. Are they genuinely supportive, or do their actions reveal a different story? Second, be honest with yourself. Are you seeking validation from their flattery? If so, it's time to turn inward and find your own worth. You don't need someone else's empty words to feel good about yourself. In conclusion, flatterers are not worthy of your trust and respect. They're playing a game, and you don't have to be a part of it. Embrace authenticity, seek out genuine relationships, and stay true to your Stoic principles. Remember, your value comes from within, not from the sweet but empty words of a flatterer. Number 7, the perpetual victim. Next, let's chat about the victim mentality. You know the type, someone who always seems to have the worst luck, who's perpetually down on their luck, and nothing ever seems to go right for them. At first, you might feel sorry for them. I mean, life can be tough, right? But hold your horses. There's more going on here than meets the eye. From a Stoic perspective, playing the victim is a behavior that raises red flags, and here's why. First things first, life isn't a bed of roses for anyone. We all face hardships, challenges, and setbacks. It's part of the human experience. But how do we respond to these challenges? That's what sets us apart. Stoicism teaches us to take ownership of our reactions, to find strength and resilience within ourselves. The perpetual victim, however, does the opposite. They wallow in self-pity, constantly seeking sympathy and attention. It's like they thrive on the drama of their own misfortunes. Now, don't get me wrong. Everyone has bad days. Sometimes, you just need to vent. But there's a big difference between sharing a rough patch and consistently framing yourself as a helpless victim. The perpetual victim isn't looking for solutions or ways to improve their situation. They're looking for a spotlight, for someone to tell them, "Oh, you poor thing, you have it so tough." It's a play for attention, pure and simple. Think about it. Have you ever had a friend who always seems to have a sob story? At first, you're empathetic, you want to help. But after a while, it gets exhausting. You start to notice a pattern. No matter what advice you give, no matter what help you offer, nothing changes. They're stuck in a loop of negativity. Why? Because they're not really looking for a way out. They're comfortable in their role as the victim. It gives them an identity, a sense of being special because of their hardships. From a Stoic standpoint, this is problematic. Stoicism is all about empowerment, about taking control of your own life and your own responses. The victim mentality is the antithesis of this. It's a way of giving up your power, of saying, "The world is against me, and there's nothing I can do." It's a passive approach to life, and it's not something that deserves respect or trust. Moreover, perpetual victims can be incredibly manipulative. They use their tales of woe to guilt others into doing things for them, to gain sympathy, or to avoid responsibility. It's a subtle form of control. By making you feel sorry for them, they get you to lower your guard, to give them what they want. It's a tactic, a strategy, and it's not based on genuine need or hardship. It's about maintaining a certain dynamic where they're always the needy one, and you're always the giver. Let's flip the script for a moment. Why do some people adopt this victim mentality? Often, it's rooted in a lack of self-worth. They don't believe in their own ability to overcome challenges, so they default to seeking external validation. It's easier to blame the world than to look inward and find the strength to change. It's a sad cycle, but it's not one you need to be a part of. So, how do you deal with someone who plays the victim? First, recognize the pattern. Don't get sucked into their drama. Offer help, sure, but don't let yourself be manipulated. Encourage them to take responsibility for their own life, to find their own solutions. And most importantly, set boundaries. Your time and energy are valuable. Don't let them drain you. In conclusion, those who perpetually play the victim don't deserve your trust and respect. They're caught in a loop of negativity and manipulation, and it's not your job to fix them. Focus on your own path, your own growth, and surround yourself with people who empower and inspire you. Remember, true strength comes from within, not from seeking sympathy or playing the victim. Number 8, envious individuals. Let's get real about envy. It's that sneaky little green monster that lurks in the corners of people's minds, whispering, "Why them and not me?" We've all felt it at some point, right? But living in that space, letting envy rule your thoughts and actions, well, that's a whole different ballgame. From a Stoic perspective, those who are perpetually envious don't deserve your trust or respect. Here's why. Envy isn't just a harmless feeling. It's corrosive. It eats away at a person's happiness and contentment. An envious individual can't see the good in their own life because they're too busy coveting what others have. Instead of celebrating someone else's success, they feel bitterness. That bitterness? It doesn't stay contained. It spills over into their actions and relationships. You've probably encountered someone like this. Maybe a coworker who always downplays others' achievements. Or a friend who can't be happy for you when something good happens. They might say things like, "Must be nice to get a promotion," with that sarcastic tone. It's not just a lack of support, it's active undermining. They want to pull others down to their level of discontent. And that's toxic. Stoicism teaches us to focus on our own path, to cultivate inner peace and resilience. Envy is the opposite of this. It's about looking outward, constantly comparing ourselves to others. It's a recipe for unhappiness. Envious people are never satisfied. They're always chasing after what someone else has, never appreciating their own journey. This mindset is not only harmful to them but to those around them. Why don't these individuals deserve your trust? Because envy breeds deceit. An envious person might pretend to be your friend, but deep down, they're hoping for your downfall. They might spread rumors, sabotage your efforts, or give you bad advice, all because they can't stand to see you succeed. Trusting someone who's envious is like trusting a snake not to bite. It's in their nature to strike when you're not looking. Furthermore, envious individuals lack authenticity. They're too busy putting on a facade, trying to appear more successful or happier than they are. They can't be honest about their struggles or their true feelings. This lack of genuineness is a big deal in Stoicism. We value honesty, integrity, and real connections. How can you build a real connection with someone who's constantly hiding behind a mask of envy? Think about it. Genuine relationships are built on mutual respect and support. You want friends who lift you up, not drag you down. Envious people can't do that. Their own insecurities prevent them from being truly supportive. They're too wrapped up in their own negative emotions to genuinely care about others. And that's sad, really. They're missing out on the joy of celebrating others' successes, of being part of a supportive community. So, what can you do when you encounter envy in others? First, recognize it. Don't ignore those subtle digs or the lack of genuine support. See it for what it is. Second, set boundaries. Protect your energy and your achievements. You don't need that negativity in your life. And finally, lead by example. Show them what true contentment and self-assurance look like. Maybe, just maybe, they'll learn to shift their focus inward, to appreciate their own journey instead of envying someone else's. In conclusion, envious individuals don't deserve your trust and respect. Their negativity and deceit can undermine your own peace and happiness. Focus on cultivating relationships with those who are genuinely supportive and authentic. Remember, your worth isn't measured by comparisons with others, but by your own inner strength and resilience. Stay true to your Stoic principles, and let go of the green-eyed monster for good. Number 9. Judgmental individuals. Next, let's talk about judgmental people. You know, the ones who always seem to have an opinion on everything and everyone. They've got their noses in the air and their fingers ready to point. At first, their critiques might seem insightful, maybe even helpful. But dig a little deeper, and you'll find there's more to their judgments than meets the eye. From a Stoic viewpoint, these folks don't deserve your trust and respect, and here's why. First off, let's get something straight. Having opinions is one thing, but constantly judging others is a whole different beast. Judgmental individuals are like self-appointed critics, always ready to pounce on someone's flaws. They're quick to highlight mistakes, slow to offer praise, and even slower to look in the mirror. It's like they've got a permanent magnifying glass, zooming in on every little imperfection. And guess what? It's exhausting. Why do these people act this way? Often, it's a reflection of their own insecurities. By putting others down, they feel a bit taller, a bit more in control. It's a defense mechanism. Instead of addressing their own shortcomings, they focus on everyone else's. It's easier, less painful. But it's also incredibly toxic. It creates an environment of negativity, where no one feels safe from criticism. Now, imagine having a friend who's always judgmental. Every time you make a decision, big or small, they've got something to say. Bought a new outfit? That color doesn't suit you. Tried a new hobby? You're not very good at that. It's relentless. Over time, this constant stream of negativity wears you down. You start second-guessing yourself, doubting your choices. It's like walking on eggshells, always fearing the next critique. Who needs that kind of pressure? From a Stoic perspective, this is the opposite of how we should live. Stoicism teaches us to focus on our own virtues, our own path, and to cultivate inner peace. Being judgmental distracts us from this goal. It's a waste of energy. Instead of improving ourselves, we're busy tearing others down. And for what? A fleeting sense of superiority? Moreover, judgmental individuals lack empathy. They're so caught up in their own opinions that they fail to see things from another's perspective. They don't understand the struggles, the context, the reasons behind someone's actions. They just judge, plain and simple. This lack of empathy is a major red flag. How can you trust someone who can't put themselves in your shoes? How can you respect someone who's quick to judge but slow to understand? Think about it. Genuine relationships are built on trust, empathy, and mutual respect. You want friends who support you, who understand you, and who lift you up, not tear you down. Judgmental people can't offer that. Their constant critiques create a barrier, a wall that prevents real connection. They're too busy pointing out flaws to appreciate the whole person. So, how do you handle judgmental individuals? First, recognize their behavior for what it is, a reflection of their own insecurities. Don't take their judgments to heart. Easier said than done, I know, but it's crucial. Second, set boundaries. Protect your peace. You don't need that negativity in your life. And lastly, lead by example. Show empathy, understanding, and kindness. Maybe, just maybe, they'll learn from your example and soften their judgmental ways. In conclusion, judgmental individuals don't deserve your trust and respect. Their constant criticism and lack of empathy create a toxic environment that stifles growth and happiness. Focus on building relationships with those who understand and support you. Remember, your worth isn't defined by others' judgments, but by your own virtues and actions. Stay true to your Stoic principles, and let the judgments of others roll off your back. Number 10. Unreliable people. Finally, let's discuss unreliable people. You know, the ones who are always late, always flaking out, and always making promises they can't keep. At first, you might cut them some slack, everyone has their off days, right? But when it becomes a pattern, it's a whole different story. From a Stoic standpoint, these folks don't deserve your trust or respect. Here's why. First off, reliability is a cornerstone of any solid relationship, whether it's with friends, family, or colleagues. When someone says they'll do something and then doesn't follow through, it creates a ripple of disappointment and frustration. Imagine planning a project with someone who always bails at the last minute. It's like building a house on quicksand. No matter how much effort you put in, it all collapses when the foundation isn't solid. Stoicism teaches us the importance of consistency and integrity. Being reliable is part of that. It's about aligning your actions with your words. Unreliable people, however, are all talk. They promise the moon and stars but deliver, well, nothing. And that's a problem. It's not just about the inconvenience. It's about trust. How can you trust someone who's constantly letting you down? Think about the last time someone flaked on you. Maybe it was a friend who promised to help you move but never showed up. Or a colleague who said they'd cover a shift and then called in sick. It's frustrating, sure. But it also chips away at your respect for them. You start to see them as unreliable, and that's hard to come back from. Unreliable people often have a million excuses. Something came up, I forgot, I'm just so busy. But here's the thing, everyone's busy. We all have a lot on our plates. The difference is, reliable people make it work. They manage their time, set priorities, and stick to their commitments. They understand that their word is their bond. From a Stoic perspective, this is crucial. Stoicism is all about self-discipline and accountability. If you say you'll do something, do it. It's as simple as that. Unreliable people lack this discipline. They're swayed by every whim, every little distraction. They don't have that inner strength to stay committed. And that's why they don't deserve your trust. Let's flip the script for a moment. Why are some people so unreliable? Often, it's because they don't value their own time and commitments. If they don't respect their own promises, how can they respect yours? It's a lack of self-awareness and discipline. They might not even realize the impact their flakiness has on others. But ignorance isn't an excuse. So, How do you handle unreliable people? First, recognize the pattern. Don't keep making excuses for them. See their behavior for what it is. Second, set boundaries. Protect your time and energy. If someone has let you down multiple times, stop relying on them. Find people who are dependable and trustworthy. And finally, communicate. Let them know how their actions affect you. Maybe they'll take it to heart and start making changes. But if not, at least you've done your part. In conclusion, unreliable people don't deserve your trust and respect. Their lack of consistency and commitment creates chaos and frustration. Focus on building relationships with those who are dependable and trustworthy. Remember, your time and energy are valuable. Don't waste them on people who can't keep their word. Stay true to your Stoic principles, and surround yourself with those who do the same. Thank you for watching this video on the 10 types of people who don't deserve your trust and respect from a Stoic perspective. Remember, protecting your peace and maintaining your integrity is crucial on your journey toward a more fulfilling and virtuous life. If you found this video helpful, please give it a thumbs up and share it with others who might benefit from it. Don't forget to subscribe to our channel for more insights on Stoicism and practical wisdom for everyday living. Hit the bell icon to be notified whenever we upload new content. Let us know in the comments if there are any other topics you'd like us to cover, or share your own experiences with untrustworthy people and how you handled them. Stay strong, stay virtuous, and keep striving for the best version of yourself. Until next time, take care and keep practicing Stoicism.